Hey everybody, Curtis here with another demo for you. This time it is the Milkman Sound 20-watt Creamer amplifier. Features 6V6 tubes and a 12-inch Jupiter speaker. Going to be using my MJT Esquire guitar with a vintage Telly bridge pickup from Porter Pickups, Emerson custom wiring, going into the Milkman, and it is mic'd with a Sennheiser E906 microphone, and here is my clean tone. Let's add some reverb. So what we have here in the Milkman Sound 20-watt Creamer amplifier is a fantastic sounding amp. 20 watts of pure tone, that's what I call it. I am so pleased with this amp. I've had it for a number of months now. Pushed it with a number of different pedals, takes pedals incredibly well. It's just a beautiful, clean platform. But then you can crank it up and get incredible breakup with the amplifier. So it looks like a traditional Fender amp, but it is everything a traditional Fender amp wanted to be, and then some. It kind of borrows from two different camps. So it's kind of a Princeton Reverb type, but it has a cathode bias. The easiest way to kind of explain that is to say it's a balance between the Princeton kind of tone and sound and the Tweed era amplifier. So kind of taking the best of both worlds and putting in one. So because of the cathode bias and the cathodyne phase inverter, it really has hints of the Tweed Deluxe kind of breakup as you crank it, as you push it harder. And that is just one of the most beloved, fantastic tones that there is in a kind of overdriven amp sound. So it is really the best of both worlds. It is not a normal Fender style amplifier. It is kind of a hybrid, and basically it's like everything one of those amps ever wanted to be all in one. It's the way I kind of look at it. Very simply, it has volume, treble, bass, reverb, speed, and depth for the tremolo. The reverb and the tremolo are controllable by a foot switch that I have on the floor, and it has a beautiful matching faceplate that matches the faceplate of the amp, and so it looks super classy. This is the Walnut Cabinet version, which is an upgrade. There's a number of different Toilex options and grill cloth options. There is a few different options you can get sort of the way the amp functions. So you can get a power scaling option. This one doesn't have that, but what that would enable you to do is to get that beloved breakup at a lower overall volume level, easier on your ears in a small room or a small venue. And this one here doesn't have the power scaling, but it has a switch that enables you to switch between 6V6 tubes, output tubes, or 6L6. And so what you have to do is you have to turn off the amp. You actually have to have the other tubes turn it off and put the 6 L6s in there, and then switch that switch to the 6 L6 mode, turn the amp on, and you can just play. You don't need to worry about rebiasing the amp. So you don't need to be an amp tech to switch between those two different types of tubes. And they really give you kind of a different nature to the overall tone, kind of change the way it breaks up a little bit. Probably with the 6 L6s, there'll be a little bit more low end, a little bit less mids, maybe break up a little bit different, and maybe a little bit more overall volume possibly as well. So this has the 6V6s, and I quite like it. They're the Ruby tubes, so just the stock tubes that they offer, not the upgraded tubes yet. I want to try them, though. So what I want to do now is I want to just go through a few of the controls, namely the tremolo and the reverb. So here is just clean. And so let's add a little bit of reverb. So that is the reverb. We'll bring it back down, and we'll actually shut off the reverb. I'm going to engage the tremolo now, and I'll just let you listen. So there we have a beautiful trem, really, really rich. It is not a bias modulated trem like a Princeton Reverb would have because of the cathode bias. So this doesn't compromise the life of your output tubes or doesn't cause any kind of crossover distortion. So it's really smartly designed. Tim Marcus makes everything by hand, so it's hand wired on a turret board construction, made in the USA, Jupiter capacitors, Mercury magnetics transformers. So it's really incredibly well made. So that is the tremolo and the reverb, spring reverb, nice little tank inside there in the bottom of the combo. I'm just going to show you a little bit of the tonal controls, and then we'll crank up the amp and have a little bit of fun with the overall volume. So here is just clean. So what I'll do is I'll set both of the controls at 12 o'clock. So that is the treble and the bass, and you can mix and match them. I generally keep the treble around about a 7 and the bass at about a 5. But if you like a lot more low end, you can kind of probably add in a bit more. So that's the tonal control. I'm just going to back up on that bass to the number 5 where I like it. What I want to do now is I want to crank up the overall output a little bit, and then we will crank it all the way in a moment. But we'll have it at about 8 right there right now, which is past the edge of breakup. And so this is a distorted tone, but you can still really hear the clarity and the definition. So really pay attention to that as we listen to this now. So there is the rich and beautiful tones of the Milkman Sound 20-watt Creamer amplifier. It is just a fantastic marriage of the Princeton sound and the Tweed era amps. It is its own unique take, and it just absolutely sounds fantastic in every context with every guitar that I put into it. And I am very, very, very pleased. Check out Milkman Sound. I have demoed the 5-watt as well. It's on their website, and it's a fantastic amp. So thank you so much for watching. Like if you like, dislike if you absolutely have to. Please subscribe to my channel if you can. I do appreciate all the likes and comments and views, and I hope that you have a great day.